no other reason. It's yeah. And then yeah, the moveset is like pretty standard. We have like some bulk to like live like Sucker Punch and other random stuff. This is really good against Garchomps where they hit you, you eat Citrus Berry, and then they hit you again, and you're still alive, and you get like a lot. You get like a few last respects off. It's like really broken. Yeah, so this is like really good against Garchomp. King Gambit here, the Chopo Berry actually was fucking awful. I think in those 10 games, I think it only procced once or twice. Like the only thing it did was like survive a Blastoise or a Sphere off of the Chopo Berry. Like I haven't been fighting like I don't know, dude. So like you could low key swap this to be honest. And also protect. I didn't actually click protect that often with King Gambit. So maybe low kick is just better. Like there's definitely adjustments that could be made with this team to make it even better. But yeah, I was thinking like maybe we just run like Black Glasses and 4 attacks even. Like I was not clicking Protect very often with King Gambit, but I was clicking Kowtow Sucker Iron Head very often. I feel like you do need Iron Head. Sorry, you really need Iron Head on this because being able to kill like the fairy types that so like say for example Garchomp doesn't get the poison jab on a fairy type, which like you can't always get, then you need another way to kill a fairy type. So King Gambit with Iron Head is the next best option. You do have some speed, so that way in Tailwind you can outspeed certain mons. You can also creep like this also helps with like outspeeding min speed like Sylveon stuff like that, or 60 base speed mons. But Sylveon's like the most notable one. Yeah, so low kick could honestly be on this. Black Glasses definitely can be on this as well. Chople Berry just did not come up off it very often, but I also wasn't bringing this against other King Gambits, so I don't know if those King Gambits had low kick is the problem. But yeah, the Sucker Punch chip damage like actually definitely could matter to like finish off opposing Garchomps and stuff like that. So you could definitely run Black Glasses on this King Gambit. Like there's like so many like there's definitely a lot more ways to optimize it. But yeah, this is just me reporting like the team in its current state and how I went like 8-2 with it so far to get back into champion. Yeah, Dragonite. All these moves are really good. There's been so many games where I've even clicked like all 4 of these moves. Like this Dragonite, you basically just stand there and you're really fast and you just outspeed most things on the field, or you definitely outspeed all of them if you have Tailwind up. And Dragon Pulse just does so much fucking damage. Even like you don't need to run Draco. This thing is like not very often swapping out. You just want to stand there and just like spam your coverage moves basically. So because of that, Dragon Pulse is better. Yeah, T-Ball's just like there's so many like flying types like Charizard, Aerodactyl, Pelipper, Politoed. That's not a sorry, that's not a yeah. But this also hits water types like Politoed, Basculegion, stuff like that. And then Heat Wave is just like really good coverage. Like there was game states where this was like it was kind of like Charizard at home, where I was just spamming EQ with Garchomp and Heat Wave with this thing under Tailwind, and like they didn't have any swap-ins. Yeah, so yeah, and then like T-Bolt's also just really great synergy with the EQ from Garchomp. There's like so many things you can do with this. Yeah, so Dragon Pulse just really hits really hard, and yeah, these 2 coverage moves are like definitely the best in the slot. That I feel like this Dragonite EV spread is basically, so I believe this was 32 special attack and 32 special attack, 22 speed originally, and I didn't really miss like the special attack that was needed. Like I feel like. So I was basically I just swapped 2 of the special attack EVs for speed to speed creep other people using this Dragonite set with the 22. And now honestly you could just go like you could also go like you could also go 23-31. It's up to you. But yeah, I was using 30-24 and it worked out fine. Charizard, so Charizard, this is just meant, yeah, so obviously you have a lot of HP and physical defense. This is just to live Rock Slide, double target Rock Slide from like Garchomp and Excadrill. You just want to live a Rock Slide and get a Heat Wave off on those guys, or maybe a Solar Beam off on Garchomp, sorry, but like, yeah, that's the most important part. I did have a last game scenario where it was my Charizard and Basculegion versus a Tyranitar and Excadrill, and yeah, I was able to live the Rock Slide, and I just hit Aqua Gen to T-Tar and Heat Wave, which picked up the double KO because I was in sand, right? And yeah, the Exca went first, Rock Slided. Luckily didn't double flinch me. Didn't flinch my Charizard because I went for Aqua Jet. And then yeah, the Aqua Jet put T-Tar to like 2% or something, 2 or 3%, because it was like really weak for me chipping it earlier with like Whimsicott and Garchomp. And then yeah, I just hit Heat Wave. Excadrill's Sash was already broken, so the Heat Wave just picked up the double KO as long as I double hit. So yeah, I needed to play around crit, flinch, and double miss there, or sorry, either attack missing there, which it worked out. But I'm pretty sure that I'm assuming the T-Tar click knockoff into my Basculegion anyway, so maybe I just won anyways. Yeah, so that came up. Yeah, you need the bulk. One special attack Modest. Like Modest is definitely the best nature to go, even if you're running only like 3 special attack EVs, but 1 is really low. I was considering just removing some of the bulk to like just change the like make it so that I still live the double rock slide and run a little bit more power, so that way like whether bulk could hit Dark Aladon harder, you still one-shot things there, I think. Solar Beam could hit Basculegion harder, Solar Beam could hit Milotic harder, which doesn't really come up that often, but still. Yeah, like just having like maybe a bit more power would be nice. And yeah, I do. There's a lot of speed on this because it's a Japanese Zard variant where they use a lot of speed, where compared to Italy Zards where they run like 10. Like they run like 10, 12, 13, 14 special attack EVs and just have like a little bit of speed. But yeah, I'm running more. Yeah, I'm going for the Japanese variant right now, just so that way I can outspeed Glamora's, because Glamora is 138 or something. Wait, hold on, let me check. It's like 100, high 130s or something. Is like speed cap for Modest. Yeah, so Modest Glamora maxes out 138 speed. That's the yeah, and then there's a few other things you might need to outspeed. So yeah, we're just running this amount. And then I already explained the Whimsicott. I don't think there's much to say really. Yeah, the only adjustments that I would make personally is just like making Garchomp like a Jolly Nature. Maybe even running like some bulk on it, so that way you can actually like live like certain double ups. And yeah, the King Gambit could definitely be like low kick or like black glasses or both even. But I do really like this EV spread. For now at least. It just feels really good. Tailwind. Yeah. So I should probably go over matchups now actually, because now that I've given the breakdown of the team. So team selections, I already did that, right? Like Whimsicott Garchomp's like usually your go-to lead, but there are like random other leads. Yeah, I'll talk about matchups then. So against Trick Room, I like leading Charizard King Gambit with Basculegion and Garchomp in the back, but this variation could change. If you're up against a Tail Room team, good luck, honestly. Like, you have to improvise something on the spot and like just figure out like what's like the best of both worlds, what covers for both really. But people usually do actually go their own Tailwind mode against you, against this team, because they see the King Gambit and they don't want to set up Trick Room for you, even though they don't know that your King Gambit's actually like pretty fast. But yeah, you still need to play around the Trick Room if it happens. I've played multiple Tailwind teams, and they all opted for Tailwind against me, just countering their Tailwind with like Mega Aerodactyl or something. I played a lot of Mega Aerodactyls today, so Basculegion like really went in on the lead there. Or I would like just pivot out Amon for Basculegion. Either or, yeah, Basculegion lead like was really good against those teams. Yeah, so if it's like, I didn't fight a single hard Trick Room team really, like Super Trick Room team in my 10 games, but like if I did, I would probably just go like Charizard King Gambit, and I'll just like try to spread damage, and then like you can't stop the Trick Room, but you can definitely do a lot of damage. And then yeah, just try to stall turns, play it off of there. If you can kill Fergraph, that actually does matter, because that way you unlock your Sucker Punch and Aqua Jet priority moves. So yeah, that could definitely be important. And then sometimes you could use like you could use D-Knight plus Charizard if you want. You could also just not bring Charizard and have like D-Knight Garchomp in the back. D-Knight, I do like it more against like Torkoal, because that way Eruption just does no damage to me, and then I Dragon Pulse it for a lot, and it's like really bad. The Torkoal becomes really bad after that. Yeah, so that's essentially my theory against Trick Room, but I have not fought one, so I cannot like give you like a descriptive answer, to be honest. If Charizard is good into the match, like if you see like your opponent's team and you're like, wow, Charizard does really great here, you could honestly just lead Charizard Whimsicott, and then have like King Gambit plus Blask in the back, or you could have Garchomp in the back depending on the matchup. But this Garchomp is like really bad in the, well, it's not really bad, sorry, it's still Garchomp, but like it's not as good in the back. Like this is more of a lead Garchomp that we're running here. But yeah, so usually it's King Gambit, Basket Legion in the back of you Leech Charizard Whimsicott into the teams that are like really weak to Zard Y. Versus the Cleavor stuff. This is my current ladder plan, which just auto loses if they lead Charizard. So my current ladder plan against Cleavor stuff is they lead Whimsicott Cleavor. Like I played 2 Cleavors, I did this and it worked both times. They literally just led Whimsicott Cleavor and they would Moonblast my Basket Legion, and I'm assuming they click Stone Axe, but what I did was I just doubled it with Aqua Jet, Sucker Punch, and that got like the KO on the Cleavor before I got the attack off. And then usually I had Dragonite in the back anyways, and yeah, usually they brought their Charizard in, and then they didn't know that was Citrus Berry, so I would survive like the Moonblast Heat Wave double up. I would just protect King Gambit. That was the only time actually. Yeah, those were the 2 only times I protected King Gambit. We're literally just in the same scenario happening twice against me, against 2 different Cleavor opponents. They would do Moonblast in the Basket Legion again and Heat Wave, and they thought that the double up would kill Basket Legion, but I ate the Citrus Berry, and then Wave Crash put Charizard into Aqua Jet kill range, then I just did Aqua Jet plus Iron Head into Whimsicott. So yeah, sorry, Aqua Jet into Charizard, Iron Head to Whimsicott, and then yeah, I just had to win from there. But if they know that you're gonna do that, they could just play around it. First of all, and second of all, they could just also lead Charizard if they really know that you're leading Basket Legion King Gambit. They're just gonna lead Charizard, and then you just lose. you can't do anything about that. You literally cannot do anything about that. So yeah, that's the current theory against Cleavor that I have. But yeah, people like might just like learn and beat that. Against the Suica team, I'll show you guys the theory that I did to beat all 4 of them. Although I did have a weird game against the Kevia Berry Whimsicott. That game was really close. Against the Suica team, I liked going Whimsicott Garchomp, and essentially you actually just want to get a damage lead with Garchomp and use Whimsicott's like a bait. Like you're going to protect it and then you're going to swap it out for Basket Legion usually, or King Gambit. If you're finding like a different Suica variant, you can definitely use King Gambit in the back over Basket Legion. I just prefer Basket Legion because if you Aqua Jet and they switch out a Pokemon, at least you still get damage off it. But King Gambit is better into the Basket Legion that they have in the back. However, if you followed the game plan, your Basket Legion can still go in, unless theirs is Choice Scarf and they got Tailwind up later. Then it can be awkward. That's like maybe like only lose condition is they have Choice Scarf and they got like a really late Tailwind. But essentially, what you can do here is so against Whimsicott Glimmora lead, you can just click EQ Protect, and they likely will just Sludge Bomb your Whimsicott. EQ will take them down to Sash, and then Basket Legion will swap in. It's gonna get poisoned, but it's fine because you have Citrus Berry. And then it's gonna take a Sludge Bomb the next turn, but it doesn't take very much. And then you Poison Jab the Whimsicott. Whimsicott dies. Usually the Whimsicott gets like a Moonblast off of the Garchomp, but it doesn't do that much damage. It does like 40% because of Kevia Berry. And then after that, they usually bring their Garchomp in, because they don't want to bring their Charizard in on the Garchomp, right? So they usually bring their own Garchomp in, and then you have Aqua Jet pins on their Glimmora, so they either have to Spiky Shield or swap out the Charizard, and then you can swap out your Garchomp for Whimsicott, get a late Tailwind up, and then win from there. That is like the whole theory, and the Basket Legion cannot die to Garchomp because you have Citrus Berry. So after Spiky Shield plus like Dragon Claw or something, you still live. Oh my god. And then, yeah, that is like the whole theory. If you couldn't keep up with that, I'm really sorry, but yeah, that's the whole theory against the Whimsicott Glimmora lead. Basically you just like trade damage, and then you get Whimsicott out later in the game, and yeah, then you get like a late Tailwind, and you win from there. Now, against the Garchomp lead, then if they lead Garchomp, you just know that they have Poison Jab and they don't have Protect. They're using the same moveset as this one. Against that lead, it's a little bit weirder, I will say, but oh yeah, by the way, this game plan also includes having Mega Dragonite in the back, which kind of just beats their Charizard. So yeah, and also T-Ball just like does so much damage to their Basket Legion. If you can like chip the Basket Legion, you kind of just win from there. Anyways, yeah, so against the Garchomp lead, there's like mix-ups because they also know now that like usually nowadays they also know that there's Poison Jab on it. But since we have Sash on our Glimmora, there's a way we can, not our Glimmora, our Whimsicott, there's a way we can play it that still is like fine. So you can double their Garchomp, and then if they protect their Whimsicott, it's like a winning position for you, because then you just go Tailwind plus Poison Jab into their Whimsicott, and your Whimsicott's usually faster, and you win from there. Obviously, this doesn't do really great if they just go Tailwind Dragon Claw into your Garchomp. Then you like trade damage. It's like weird. Wait, sorry, hold on. If they go Tailwind Dragon Claw into your Garchomp, then sorry, you're actually in a fine position. Sorry. What was the situation I was worried about? I can't remember. Fucking hell. But yeah, usually you just kill Garchomp and then you can get later Tailwind up. They can do this thing where they encore your Moonblast, but to be completely honest, it's not the worst, really. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so if they go Garchomp, I mean not Garchomp, Charizard, you know that they're gonna click Encore into your Whimsicott and Heat Wave, just try to pick up double KO, not knowing that you have Focus Sash. So what you can do in that scenario is you can just sack the Garchomp and put Basculation in, and then Whimsicott can, and then it resets your Whimsicott. And from there on, you can kind of just once again get the later Tailwind up, and usually if you can like pick up like Last Respects KO on something or like get chip damage, Dragonite should go in. If you can kill their Whimsicott to stop them from getting a later Tailwind up, that's also really nice. But because Whimsicott's really annoying, it might just be worth to Poison Jet their Whimsicott anyways into the Protect. So against the Garchomp Whimsicott lead, there's like mix-ups, and it's really weird. You kind of just have to guess if they're going to Tailwind or Protect on turn 1, which is really weird. Like if they just don't know about, if people just stop knowing about Poison Jab, it would be so much easier. Yeah. So that's like the line into that. Basically, what I did into the, so I did play two Garchomp Whimsicott leads, and they both just protected, so it worked out for me. My double up onto the Garchomp worked out. But who knows what happens really. And yeah, so this team is really difficult to play because like there's just so many different leads and things you have to memorize. It's not like a very game plan oriented team. It's more of like a, you just pick the good mons that seem good in this scenario. I guess, yeah. Into a lot of matchups really where like you don't know what you're up against. Like for example, I fought like a Floette Choice Scarf Garchomp lead one time. I just clicked Tailwind Dragonclaw into their Garchomp, because like the thing is people don't really protect their Garchomps on turn 1, right? And he did like Rock Tomb, Moonblast, double KO into my Whimsicott, and then I just went Charizard and clicked Heat Wave, EQ, and I won. So yeah, like a lot of scenarios where you don't know what to do, you can kind of just go like Tailwind plus Rock Slide or Tailwind plus Attack. Into that lead, a Floette Garchomp Rock Slide's not very good, but against like I played a lot of Aerodactyl Sylveons where I just did Tailwind plus Rock Slide. I didn't get like any flinches, but I still won because the chip damage you get on Aerodactyl is like 55%, and you put Sylveon into Hyper Voice, Poison Jab kill range, and you live the Hyper Voice because of Roselia Berry. So they usually go like dual Wing Beat into Whimsicott and Hyper Voice. That's like the play that I think they did. All three of my different Aerodactyl Sylveon opponents were like, dude, yeah. And I played like five Aerodactyls today or something, 4 or 5 Aerodactyls. It was crazy. I played 4 or 5, and yeah, like 3 of them were just Sylveon variants who just like Aerodactyl Sylveon. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Tailwind Rock Slide, didn't get a single flinch. I double connected all 3 of those Rock Slides, by the way. But yeah, the chip damage is really meaningful because then you could just go D-Knight and clean up with like Dragon Pulse, Poison Jab, which really worked out. Usually what they would do is they would just protect both mons, stall, turn a Tailwind, and then they would like realize, oh, he has Poison Jab, I'm swapping King Gambit in. And then you can, and then, I kid you not, I literally would just like call out the switches after they do the double protect play, where they try to stall your Tailwind. But yeah. So there's a lot of like, yeah, things that can happen. It was a group, like I think I spent like 2 hours, and it was like I had so many last game scenario. There was a lot of scenarios where it would go down to like last 2 mons versus last 2 mons or 1v1. But if you do opt for the correct team selection, and just like play like standard good pins and stuff, you do have to throw in an offensive read here and there, but usually it's like pretty obvious when your opponent's gonna make those like defensive plays, so you can like make those reads. Then you usually should just win most of your games. My 2 losses, I can't remember. Fuck, I can't remember one of the losses. I just remember it happened. What was it again? Oh, I think it was like their. Oh wait, it was their Garchomp. Their Garchomp crit my Garchomp with Dragon Claw. That was it. And they were using They were using Jolly Dragon Claw. So we both like Garchomp Whimsicott, and they had a Jolly Garchomp, and he just fucking crit my Garchomp. That was it. They did Tail and Dragon Claw. I was like, oh, nice. Okay, GG man. Um, yeah, that's amazing. And then the other one. Oh my god, I literally had the scenario in my head. What was it? Oh yeah, I was up against some weird like team that had Glamora, and basically the Glamora Sludge Bomb like poisoned my Whimsicott, which mattered because my Whimsicott had like a free like Moonblast finish onto something. Um, yeah, but because of that, my Whimsicott died, and then my Dragonite was fighting two Pokemon by itself, and yeah, it just got like doubled up on. Yeah, so I got, yeah, but if I had the Whimsicott with 1 HP alive, I could just Moonblast the one slot and then Dragon Pulse the Glamora because Glamora was already chipped by Basculation Aqua Jet. So yeah, I guess yeah, I did lose a game to like a Sludge Bomb poisoning me, but that's what, like whatever. Um, yeah, so that's a team report. I hope that wasn't too long. It was 27 minutes. Holy fuck. Okay, well, yeah, 28 minutes now. Well, yeah, there's a team report. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like, use own ladder. You can get some good wins with this if you like play properly. It is a pretty hard hard team to use because you have to be very precise. Like, you can't really make like bad plays. If you make like one bad play, this team kind of just crumbles. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. It's Grant sign out. Peace.